Hi and welcome everyone. My name is Darren Osborne. I'm the Director of Outdoor Education here at Trinity Anglican School. Welcome. It makes me very excited to welcome everyone to our inaugural TAS Community Campout, and we've tried to coordinate this with a range of things, including this end of remote learning. So on Monday we have the students coming back to school. We've carefully arranged the timing of this. The only thing we couldn't do really well was the weather. So as you can see, it could be worse, so we hope people are joining in from either the comfort of their lounge room or somewhere under a little bit of shade or cover as well. So thanks again for making the time to be a part of this in whatever way you've decided to. So we've already heard of people setting up some wonderful setups in their lounge rooms, and we look forward to seeing more photos of those later on. Congratulations to the students for making a decision to be a part of this, and encouraging your parents to help you to get set up and be part of this as well, of this additional outdoor education opportunity that we have at Trinity Anglican School. I'd also like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land that we meet on, both here and at Cora Beach as well, and acknowledge the elders past, present and emerging. I'd like to thank them for their great stewardship of this land of ours over thousands of generations. A campfire, and ours is going pretty well in the rain there at the moment, is a very special part of many of our outdoor education programs. Our middle years, pretty much from year 3 right through till about year 7 or 8, the majority of our outdoor education programs have a campfire as an important part of that. I've got a great word prompter here helping out, a manual one by the name of Robin as well, so thanks Robin there. So the two outdoor education programs we had at the start of this year before the COVID-19 pandemic was year 12 and year 3, and we were ready for our year 3 campfire in late February, and then we had a lot of rain on that night. So our year 3s were busy learning a song, Mrs Milligan and the other White Rock staff in particular, and they were going to teach it to the Cora Beach students, but we get a chance to practice that tonight at least. So I hope we've got lots of year 3s tuning in, and we've got some of the junior captains coming on in a little while later to teach everyone that fantastic song as well. We're fortunate in a way that we've been able to do this event to bring people together. It's at a time when probably lots of families are at home, and hopefully taking the opportunity to try something a little bit different. And we really hope you join in these activities. This live feed, it's hopefully entertaining in itself, but we'd also like you to join in the activities and be a part of the fun as well. Again, we'd really like to see your photographs and your comments throughout the live feed that you're joining in. That'll make it really special for everyone. This is a community event. You'll see lots of students and staff in this live feed, but we also want to see what people are doing at home as well. So you're now watching the live Facebook feed part of this event. We're going to be finishing here in about 5 minutes time and crossing over to Cora Beach. Cora Beach are doing 2 activities with us very soon. So what will happen is the live feed will actually stop. It will then start again a few minutes later at Cora Beach, and you'll see that. If you're on Facebook already, you'll get a notification that a new feed has started, and then you'll be able to tune into what's happening out at Cora. I'll run through the program in just a few moments' time there as well. Quite hard for my voice prompter here because I'm not sticking to the script and it's trying to work out where I am at the moment, so I might get back to that just to make sure I cover everything so people understand what's happening this evening as well. We'd like, again, you to be more than just simply watching this. We'd really like you to be involved. There's prizes. I can't tell you how big the prizes are, but they're worthwhile. For the best camp out in your lounge room, prizes for the best campfire, prizes also for the best outdoor camp out if people are brave enough to give that a go at this time. Got a number of staff behind the camera as well. They're all wearing various jumpers and long pants, and it's great to see winter is finally here as well. So I hope you're all warm at home and staying fairly dry as well. Just a reminder that this being a live Facebook feed, it is recorded. This is a family-friendly event, and I need to remind people that any comments need to be positive. This is, as I say again, recorded, so it's important that people are aware of that as well. If you haven't seen it yet, there is, beside me here, a resource pack. It's available on the TAS website on the COVID-19 Hub. So it's a PDF document. If you go to the COVID Hub and then go to the Remote Learning tab, go down to the bottom of the page, there's lots of resources on that tab, but down the bottom there's a resource pack. It's about 8 pages. You can bring it up on your phone, and when we cross over to Quarry, you'll have a few minutes to potentially look for that as well. It's got a range of things in it, so it's got the timings for what is happening in terms of our live feed this evening. We then have some information about safety around campfires, because there's some really important things. You can see there's a bucket of water beside our campfire there as well, and there's a number of other considerations should you have a campfire in your backyard there too. I'd recommend though, if you haven't already, download this. There's information about making the s'mores in terms of the marshmallows and the biscuits that we're going to do. Information about setting up an indoor campsite. We've got the words to the songs that we'll be doing later on in the feed this evening. And then we've got some information about stargazing. Now, stargazing is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I've got some things to be able to show you in terms of some apps as well that you might be able to look at, and then later on, maybe tomorrow, you'll get a chance to do that. But there's information on that. And then the last page is some extra activities. So if you want to do some fun games with your families, there's lots of other campfire type activities to do there as well. Sitting beside me is also Sam the Turtle. Sam comes on all of our junior outdoor education programs. He's a bit of a mascot, if you like. The junior students from the last couple of programs will know Sam. Sam likes to hang out with students who really embody our values in outdoor education. So Sam's going to sit through this evening. We'll involve him in various ways as well. Just in terms of the logistics, in terms of the timings, so at 5:40 we'll be crossing to Cora Beach, which is pretty soon. So we're going to wrap up in a couple of minutes' time. Cora Beach are going to be doing a couple of activities for us, including playing a game to get the campfire activity started, and also then doing some cooking of the s'mores as well. We then cross back here and we have our final feed, which will go for 30 minutes. We have the junior school captains here at White Rock doing the first song for you, and then the senior school captains are busy preparing in the background now for a couple of songs that they're going to finish with. So really look forward to seeing what they come up with. And then we'll have a chat about astronomy at the end, and we'll be done before 6:30 this evening. So that's the program. Also wanted to pass on a thank you or a hello as well from our contract staff. Many of them are in other parts of Australia. They're basically stuck in other states of Australia at the moment. They're going to be joining us, no doubt, on the feed, but they also wanted to just say congratulations to students. I guess throughout the red, many of the things that you've learned in terms of your own resilience and creativity, ingenuity, a whole range of things, you've really employed well in this time, this COVID-19 pandemic. So they just wanted to congratulate you on that and say they're thinking of you as well. I'd also like to thank the school staff for being here. We've got a range of staff behind the camera. You'll see some of them as well, but really appreciate it. As soon as we put the call out, and for the junior school captains, they were only too keen to be involved. And this is a really good chance for you to see what our captains are capable of. They've got skills in many areas, hopefully singing being one of those as well, so we'll get to see that. But I know Mr. Shogan would like to say a brief hello to you all as well. So Mr. Shogan, would you like to pull up a stool, a socially distanced stool, I might say, beside the campfire there? So welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Osmond, and welcome to everyone to our inaugural campout. Very, very exciting, and I want to thank in advance our student leaders for what they're going to bring to us tonight. I did notice that I wasn't invited to be involved in the singing, but that must have been an oversight. I did want to say to our community to thank you for your wonderful perseverance and agility over the last 2 to 3 months. It's been a real challenge, but our remote learning program has shown the community in its best light. And I do want to say thank you to those of you who've been involved in supporting your peers, and to all the staff who've been keeping an eye on things. We're really, really excited for Monday and to welcome back the vast majority of our Year 2 to 10 students. Mr. Osmond's right, outdoor education is such an important part of what we do at TAS, and I'm really excited that we're able to be together this evening as part of the outdoor education program. It's a little bit different, but it certainly will be a lot of fun. So I'm sitting here, it's a little bit cold, but those of you who know me would know that I grew up in Ballarat, and this is actually summer camping weather for Ballarat, so it's not bothering me too much, but make sure you've got something on warm if you're outside. Thank you again to everyone, and on with the community camper.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shogan. I'm looking at Mrs. Kennedy rugged up there behind the camera as well, so Anyway, so we're about to cross to Quora in about a minute's time or so. Just a couple of things to remind people of there too. If you are having a campfire in your backyard, depending on where you are in terms of being a suburban backyard, the rules for the local council are that it needs to be a cooking fire. We've actually given you some information in terms of maybe jacket potatoes in alfoil is a great thing to put in your fire, and then at the end of the program tonight they'll be ready to go. Or things like banana boats, whatever you call them, so bananas with some marshmallows and chocolate stuffed in, wrapped in a couple of layers of alfoil, and then put in. So they work really well in coals. So let the fire die down a little bit, get some coals there, and then pop those things in as well. So if you've got a fire, then we recommend that you do those things, and then it'll be a cooking fire. Don't have them too big. Make sure it's not overly smoky. So hopefully you've got some dry wood that you've managed to keep out of the rain, and you'll have a nice little fire there as well. Don't forget also to be sending through to the live feeds your photos of your setups. As I said, there are a couple of different prizes there, so we'd like to see that. And feel free just to comment so we can see what other people are doing as well. So that's it from us. We will now pass over, or in a minute we're going to finish this live feed, and then you'll see the Quora Beach one start up in about another minute or two. So thanks very much. We'll see you back here again at White Rock in about 20 minutes' time.
Have a great evening.
Welcome to Quora Beach Campus, everyone. I'm Miss Beveridge. I'm outdoor education teacher at TAS, and we've got some awesome captains here to help us. Would you like to introduce yourself, guys?
I'm Emily and I'm an arts captain. I'm Poppy and I'm a school captain. I'm Marcus and I'm a round square captain. I'm Bailey and I'm one of the school captains. I'm Felicity and I'm one of the arts captains. And I'm Ella and I'm one of the round square captains.
Awesome. So we've got plenty of helpers here tonight. What we might do first, guys, is we're going to play a little bit of a game. One of the games that we do commonly play on plenty of our outdoor education programs. We're going to play I'm Going Camping. What we want you to do at home is we want you to try and figure out what the little trick is to the game. Okay, so we're going to bring something with us and you need to figure out why we're bringing those items. Emily, would you like to set us off?
Sure. I'm Emily and I'm going camping and I'm gonna bring an axe. Emily's going to bring an apple. I'm Poppy and I'm gonna bring a pink. Emily's gonna bring
Okay, alright. Emily's going to bring an apple. Poppy's going to bring with her a penguin. I'm going to bring with me a brick.
Emily's gonna bring an apple. Redwood's gonna bring a brick. I'm gonna bring a match sheet.
A math sheet? What? You're going to bring your maths on, Kev. Wow.
Emily's going camping and she's bringing an apple. Poppy is bringing a penguin. Miss Beveridge is bringing a brick. Marcus is bringing a math sheet. And I am bringing a brownie. Emily's going to bring an apple. Poppy's bringing a penguin. Miss Beveridge is going to bring a brick. Marcus is going to bring a math sheet. Bailey's going to bring a brownie. And I'm going to bring fudge cake. I'm Ella and I'm going to go camping. Emily is going to bring an apple. Poppy's going to bring a penguin. Miss Beveridge is going to bring a brick. Marcus is going to bring a math sheet. Bailey's going to bring a brownie. Felicity's going to bring a fudge cake. And I'm going to bring an elephant.
Whoa! How are we going to fit the elephant on the bus with us?
They ride on top of the elephant.
Alrighty. I wonder if anyone's picked up what the trick is at home. I wonder. Would you like to give them a little trick tea?
We have to name the object with first letter of our name.
So, can I bring a elephant?
Only Ella can bring an
But
elephant.
Ella can bring an elephant. Okay. Alright. Felicity, could you bring a bucket?
No.
No.
Only you can.
Only I can bring a bucket.
Or Bailey.
Or Bailey. Bailey can also bring buckets. Alright, what about Poppy? Can she bring math sheets?
No.
No?
Only Marcus can.
Oh, rightio. Okay, so that's our little trick. Why don't we play one more round and we'll change it up and see if everyone can figure it out. Okay. A double letter. Okay. So I'm going camping and I'm going to bring with me some pepper. I'm going to bring pepper. Okay? Yeah. I've changed it up. Okay.
I'm going camping and I'm going to bring some food.
Some food, yes, you can bring food.
I'm going camping and I'm going to bring a door.
A door, yes, you can bring a door.
I'm going camping and I'm going to bring some puppies.
Some puppies! Woo!
I'm going camping and I'm going to bring a tree.
Tree, yes, you can bring a tree.
I'm going camping and I'm going to bring an otter.
An otter. Ooh.
I'm going camping and I'm going to bring grass.
Grass can come too. These are some really random items. What are some things we can't bring?
A leaf.
A leaf. No leaf.
You can't bring a penguin.
No penguins.
No tents.
No tents.
No cake.
No cake.
No fire.
No fire. What can we bring, Bailey?
No grass. Anything with a double letter.
Anything with a double letter. Awesome. So we did two versions there, team. One where we played with the first letter of our names and the second one with a double letter in it. So you can come up with a few different options at home. Just don't tell your friends before you play. See if they can figure it out. Alright. You guys hungry for dessert?
Yeah.
Yes! Okay, now we've got some marshmallows with this. What we're going to do now, guys, we're going to toast some marshmallows and we might even make some s'mores. Alrighty, so you guys want to take a couple each? Yeah, take a couple. Three. Awesome. Okay, so the first thing, what we've got, team, hold up sticks so we can show them our different sticks we've got. A few different sticks. Awesome. Okay, so we need to have a little bit of length. And we've had our fire going for a little bit of time, so we've got some coals ready to go. Wow, Poppy, you've got the triple whammy on the end there. Oh, Emily's got the single. Who's got, oh, we've got a few little sandwiches there. Lucy's got the pink in the middle and the white on the outside. Awesome. Alrighty, so when we roast our marshmallows, guys, we want to hold them over the coals. Up to you whether you liked it slow roasted or fast roasted. I hear Marcus might actually set his on fire tonight. That might be how he likes it. So just remember a bit of fire safety, team. We can see we've got a bit of space around our fire here. And we've got nice long sticks, so we're not putting our hands right in the fire. If it does go on fire, your marshmallows, you want to blow it out. Try not to wave them. We don't want hot marshmallow flying around the place. Okay, let's see how we go.
Oh.
Ideally going for a little bit of rotating our marshmallows there.
We've got ashes on it.
Try not to stick it right in the
Yeah.
ash.
Well, that's the outside.
There you go.
My perfect.
You like your charcoal on the outside? Yeah. I think we've got some impatient marshmallow roasters.
Definitely.
Okay. Now, one thing you can do if you want to turn your marshmallow into a s'more is you can actually use chocolate-coated wheat biscuits. They're the best thing to grab in Australia. Okay, the digestives are the fancy version. Alright. What's going on there?
A bucket of water.
So, what you can do is you grab the chocolate side. Blow it out.
You want water?
Yeah, the bucket's just still at the other side.
The bucket.
Okay. Chocolate side, you grab your marshmallow, you kick it off, and you sandwich it between 2 chocolate biscuits, and you give it a gentle squash. So who would like to try that with their marshmallow? Okay, team. There we go, grab 2. Who else is
I'm
gonna do
grabbing
it?
the skin, not the marshmallow.
Marcus, blow it out. Yep, grab 2
Yes.
guys. That's it. Pop it between your biscuit, chocolate side to the inside, and give it a squish. Oh, Poppy, do you want to show the camera? Walk up and show the camera. Go around the fire, that's it. Give it a squish. Yeah, awesome. Who else has got a good squishy one? Should we all go? Oh, a couple. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, it's a dick.
Bit sticky. Alright. Oh yeah, you gotta squish it together. That's it. Alright, do you guys want to go up to the camera? Come up to the camera, Poppy. Bring yours too, Marcus, if you want. Alright, just put your marshmallow. Come back a little bit so we try and get everyone in together. Alright, give him a squish.
Oh, man. It's pouring out.
Alright, and big chunky bites. Okay. Alright, grab a seat, team. Alright. So there's a couple of different options you can do. If you get too much charcoal, pop it back in the fire. Alrighty. So that's it from us here. There's a couple of different options in the resource pack on how to do s'mores. You can do them in the oven, okay? You can do them in the fire, or you can come up with your own creative version. But let's see what we've got. Send us some photos, guys, and let us know how you're going. Thanks, guys. Give them a wave.
Hello everybody at home, we hope you're enjoying yourselves by your virtual campfires. We would love to sing a song to you this evening. That's a very popular song on the Year 3 camp programme called I'm Being Swallowed by a Boa Constrictor. We've got the White Rock Junior captains here to help me. We hope that you can join in at home. Are we ready?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to start off with the chorus, starting soft. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much.
Oh no, you swallowed my toe.
No, you swallowed my toe. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much.
Oh gee, you swallowed my knee.
Oh gee, you swallowed my knee.
I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor.
I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much.
Oh flip, you swallowed my hip. You, Liam?
Oh, flip, swallow my hip.
I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much. Oh fiddle, he's up to my middle.
Oh fiddle, he's up to my middle.
I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much. Oh no, he's got my shoulder.
Oh no, he's got my shoulder.
I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much.
Oh heck, he swallowed my neck.
Oh heck, he swallowed my neck.
I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much.
Oh dread, he swallowed my head. Ooh. Well done, guys. Good job.
How about we do one more quick round of that, folks?
One more.
Would that be okay?
Okay.
Just one
I
more.
think we
I'll
can.
do it on.
For the folks at home that have now learned it, I guess, so they're ready to go.
That sounds good. All right,
Thank
so
you.
the idea is that we're getting starting soft and that we're getting louder and faster. So White Rock Junior captains, you've got to bring it. Can you bring it?
Yep.
Excellent. All right, here we go. I'm going to choose different people this time. So
I
watch
thought we
out.
were going in the same order.
No, I'm going to keep it random and pick different people here. Yes, we are. Here we go. Are you ready?
I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much.
Oh no, you swallowed my toe.
Oh no, you swallowed my toe. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much.
Oh gee, you swallowed my knee.
Oh gee, he swallowed my knee.
I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much.
Oh flip, you swallowed my hip.
Oh flip, he swallowed my nip.
I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much. Oh fiddle, you swallowed my middle.
Oh fiddle, he swallowed my middle.
I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much.
Oh no, he's got my shoulder.
Oh no, he's got my shoulder.
I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much.
Oh heck, he's up to my neck.
Oh heck, he's up to my neck. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor. I don't like it very much.
Oh dread, he swallowed my head.
Head.
Ooh. Well done. Well done.
Thank you very much to the White Rock Junior captains there. Great job. Does it seem like a long time ago you did that on Year 3 camp?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. You're much bigger now. So thank you very much. We'll get you guys to go, and you can come back after the Year 12s are on and have some s'mores as well. So if you just go that way for a little bit. Thanks again, Year 6.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm one of the school captains.
I'm Tane, I'm also one of the school captains.
I'm India. I'm one of the school vice captains.
And I'm Luke, I'm one of the arts captains. And we just want to dedicate this music to all the teachers that worked hard for all the online schooling. We hope you enjoy. We'll be doing Home Amongst the Gum Trees first, followed by Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Feel free to join in. 3, 2, 1. I've been around the world a couple of times or maybe more. I've seen the sights, I've had delights on every foreign shore. And when my mates all ask me the place that I adore, I tell them right away. Give me a home among the gum trees, with lots of plum trees. A sheep or two, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair. You see me in the kitchen, cooking up a roast, or Vegemite on toast. Just you and me, a cup of tea, and later on we'll settle down and go out on the porch and watch the possums play. Give me a home among the gum trees, with lots of plum trees. A sheep or two and a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair. Safeway's up the corner and a Woolies down the street, and a brand new place they've opened up where they regulate the heat. Join them all tomorrow for a little bush retreat, where the kookaburras call. Give me a home amongst the gum trees, with lots of plum trees. A sheep or two, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair. Some people like their houses with fences all around. Others live in mansions and some beneath the ground. For me, I like the bush, you know, with rabbits running round, and a pumpkin vine out the back. Give me a home among the gum trees, with lots of plum trees. A sheep or two, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old more time. Give me a home among the gum trees, with lots of plum trees. A sheep or two, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair.
Well done, Year 12. Some extra actions there that I haven't learned before, so I wonder if they'll stick around. Now that on YouTube, I'm sure they will. Well done.
Yeah, no. Got some. So this is a song by the famous Israel Kamakuiole. It's called Somewhere Over the Rainbow, but he mixed it with What a Wonderful World. It's a beautiful song that I hope you enjoy. All right. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Oh, where trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney tops. That's where you find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dare to. Oh, why can't I? Oh, someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Oh, where trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney tops. That's where you find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that you dare to. Oh, why can't I? Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to all of our Year 12 captains there, but also in particular to Luke and Tane. Fantastic way to finish. They approached me about doing the song with some wishful thinking in terms of the weather we're having. Hasn't quite made too much of a difference, but hopefully it's put some rainbows in people's lounge rooms at home or wherever you're viewing this from. So fantastic. And I know the Year 12s are very keen to get back to normality next week at the end of remote learning, even though they've been here for a couple of weeks as well. So, as I said at the start, we did try and plan this so that at this time we'd actually be able to go to astronomy or to stargazing. So that's why we finished pretty much at dark time, but that hasn't really worked for us today. So, don't know where you're viewing from, but if you're in the Cairns area, you're probably not going to see a single star there tonight. So, What I would encourage you to do though, in the resource pack, and if you haven't looked at that again on the TAS COVID Hub, the resources page, the remote learning page, there's some resources and there's a resource pack. In the resource pack, the second last page is a whole page on stargazing, and it's a really good opportunity for you to go outside and to identify a few things. It gives you some good tips and pointers there. A particularly good one I'd give you is to actually use a device, and an iPad works particularly well. This is one of the larger iPads, so it's quite effective as well. I'm just sort of showing you, there's a number of apps there. This is called the Star Guide app, and basically it's a kind of augmented reality where you look up at a certain part of the sky and you can see the east here, perhaps, if you can see that in the camera, I'm not sure. But that's pointing out towards the east, and it shows you what stars and constellations and other interesting things are in that part. You can search, so a particularly good one, but we'd need to be looking out that way, which we can't do from where we are at the moment, is to look for the Southern Cross. So in Latin, the word crux means cross. So on a lot of these, it's actually called the Crux constellation, but the Southern Cross is what we more commonly know it as. It's in our national anthem. It's a very well-known constellation. It's very good for navigation, so not only nautical but also land navigation. If you're ever out in the desert and you don't have your phone, it's hard to imagine that these days, but let's say your phone went flat. It's a really good way to find where south is. So basically, when you get a chance to do this, and it describes this process in the information pack as well, is you look at the long axis of the cross, and it says also how to find the pointers, which are Alpha and Beta Centauri. And the pointers point to the cross. And then when you find the long part of the cross, the long axis, the distance between the two longest stars, if you extend that axis down towards the horizon, and the Southern Cross is normally fairly low in the sky, and it's visible in most parts of Australia right throughout the night, which is one of the unique things about the Southern Cross and why it is so useful. But if you find the long axis, extend that down towards the horizon line, and you measure out the distance between those two longest stars, and do that 4 more times. So one is the two stars and then 4 more times. Where that point is, the 4th time, is the South Celestial Pole. And if you see those wonderful camera shots of the stars going all the way around, that's what happens when you focus your camera on the South Celestial Pole for, say, half an hour or longer, and you get the curvature or the rotation of the Earth making those lovely patterns. But that point, if you then extend that directly down to the horizon, then that's pretty close to due south. And once you've got south, you can work out the other directions. North on the other side, 180 degrees. We have a saying in Out to Red of never eat soggy wheat bix, north, east, west, south, or south, north, east, south, west, I should say, as you're going clockwise around the directions. You should never forget that one, but anyway, never eat soggy wheat bix, and then you can find out your direction. And so I'd encourage you to do that. You're not going to be able to do that just now. So in closing, thanks very much everyone for joining us on our inaugural TAS Community Campout. This will hopefully become a regular event. I mean, hopefully we won't be going through a COVID pandemic every year, but it'll become a regular event where at a good time of the year, winter, and generally when it's drier, is a good opportunity to actually come together as a community to share some good times in the backyard, and we've got plenty of other songs and other things we can share with you as well. So do enjoy the rest of your evening. The back page of that resource pack is a really good option in terms of some other activities for you to do with your family. Some great games and activities there, so I'd encourage you to explore some of those. But please share again with us on the Facebook page. So if you've got photos of your setup, even cooking s'mores or marshmallows, we'd love to see anything you've got. Please send it through to us, and in the coming days, next week, we'll announce the winners of the best setup for indoors, outdoors, and the best campfire as well. I'd also like to thank all the staff and students involved. We had a range of different staff from leadership level. We've had some teachers involved in helping out as well. We really appreciate that on a Saturday night. And all the captains. So we've had a total of about 15 captains come in on a Saturday night, some from a long way away, to be a part of this. So thanks very much to them. They've done a wonderful job. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.